Om Makratunda Mahakaya
Adundamahakaya
Surya Koti
Suryakoti
Samaprabha
Samaprabha
Nirvignam Kuru
Nirvighna Guru
Me
Me
Deva Sarvakaryeshu
Sarvada
Sarvada Saraswati
Saraswati
Namastubhyam
Namaste
Varade
Bharate
Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai
Tasmai
Shri
Shri
Gurave
Gurave
Namaha
Namaha
Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam
Jnanadam
Shantarupinam
Shantarupinam
Shri
Shri
Chandrasekhara Gurum
Chandrasekhara
Pranamami Mudanvaham Yat Krupalesha
Yatkrupa
Matrena Puman Purnah
Purnapurnam
Prajayate
Prajayate
Tam Bande Brahma Vidhuryam Sadgurum Chandrasekharam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Atah Shashtodhyayah
Atha Shashtodhyayaha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shloka number 16 Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam Thadayanna Chalam Stiraha
Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam Dharayanna Chalam Stiraha
Samprekshya Nasikagram Swam Dishascha
Samprikshya Nasikagram Svam Dishachana Valokayan
प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभीर्ब्रह्मचारिव्रते स्थितः
Prashanthatma Vikathapihi Brahmachari Vrate Stiraha
मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त आसीत मत्परः
Manasamyamya Machedo Yukta Asita Matparaha.
We are discussing this shloka and the word vikata vihi, the fear, referring to the person, vikata vihi, the person who is free from fear, that we are discussing. The fear of what? Fear of tomorrow. Vikata vihi. So vigata bihi yasmat saha, the one from whom the fear has gone. The fear is that ahankara getting completely obliterated in meditation, that no one wants to lose one's individuality. There is fear of losing one's individuality. That is the fear. The one who is free from fear. Ahankara is mithya. Holding on to ahankara is ajnanam. So must be one must be fearless by losing ahankara. In fact, one becomes free. One becomes free from the shackles of bondage. And Vikataviki can be interpreted in another way also. The fear of what? Fear of tomorrow. Vikataviki can also be taken as a person who is not afraid of tomorrow. A very common fear. Tomorrow, what will happen? The fear of uncertainty. What will happen? People often ask, if I keep on meditating, what will happen to me? Suppose if I go into samadhi and I don't come out, what will happen to me? Or suppose if I get enlightened, then what will happen to me? How will I behave? How will I hold a job? Fear. Even the fear of death also, the fear of uncertainty, because of which only that is fear of death. That is Vachiketa also asked, Yayam Prete Vichikitsa Manushya Stitike Nayamasti Iti Chaitya. What happens to the person after death? Because there is fear of uncertainty. So if I go into samadhi in meditation, what will happen to me? I won't be able to conduct my life. So fear, what will happen to me? Because a person described in this shloka is a sannyasi, always Shankara Bhagavad takes the person to be a sannyasi. So therefore, for sannyasi, there is no fear of tomorrow. But a meditator need not always be a sannyasi. Therefore, he or she may have all these fears. I read once that a woman approached from Vivekananda after a talk I had given and asked her, did you say that the ego is to be destroyed? Yes, he replied. But if my ego is destroyed, then who will run the house? She asked, who will do the dishes? This kind of problem arises because of the use of the word destruction. So destruction has to be, mind is to be destroyed. The destruction has to be understood. What is the destruction? The destruction of the ego. The destruction of the ego has to be properly understood. In fact, the ego is not really destroyed. The unenlightened ego becomes enlightened ego. Ego will be there. Ego will be there, but the ego will be enlightened ego. It remains even for the person who is qualified to talk about it. But it is an enlightened ego. The ego, that is the I, is independent of the I thought, whereas the I thought is not independent of I. The I is, the ego is, the I is independent of the I thought, the I, the Atma, where the I thought is not independent of I. This Agankara doesn't exist independently. Agankara has its existence on Atma. So the first I is Atma, the second I thought is Ahankara. I thought is not independent of I. Therefore, the I thought is already nullified. Again, so and so, I am so and so, a limited person. It is nullified by Jnanam. It is only a shadow of I, Chidabhasa. It is not the I itself. I is Chitta. Its reflection is Chidabhasa, Ahankara. Therefore, the problem is only in the I. If the I thought is taken at one time as I and at other times as I thought, then I becomes yo, I. Now up and now down. Now Sukhi, then now Dukhi. Because I person identifies with the conditions of one's mind. Sorry, because a person identifies with the condition of one's mind, therefore the person is subject to samsara. So therefore, conditions of the mind, conditions with the thoughts, I thoughts. Therefore, one becomes a Sukhi, one becomes a Dukhi, because there is a respective vritti. And there is abhimana with the vritti. Therefore, the person becomes Sukhi and Dukhi. But who is that who is aware of all the Sukha and Dukkha, who is not subject to any change? That is the I Atma. When you know that it is, then the Sukha, Dukkha, the Sukhi and Dukhi are nullified as Mithya. Then you are free. That is what freedom is all about. To be free of this identification is often, that is what it is described as a destruction of the ego. Therefore, really there is no destruction. It is destruction is understanding that ego is Mithya. That by that understanding, the ego is nullified. That is a destruction. The destruction means it is not Nasha in the physical sense. Ego cannot be destroyed as long as the person, as an individual, with the Upadhi lives, even the Jnani, I will be there. But it is the enlightened I which is free from problems. So therefore, if it is not explained in this way, that is, if it is explained that as though that Ahankara is destroyed, then all kinds of problems and fears are possible. So therefore, what is the destruction? The destruction of the false. It is like killing the snake which appears in the rope. Where is the snake, first of all? There's only rope. So you kill the snake in the rope. That is what its destruction is all about. So it's not really destruction, it is understanding. Therefore, if we explain this way, then the problems will not be there. If you say it is destruction, then all sorts of fears will arise. So that is what here he says, or he says here. However, for the person here, discussed here, Vikatavi means there is no fear. There is no fear of tomorrow or anything else. That is for a sannyasi. Sannyasi is free from the from tomorrow, what will happen? There is no tomorrow, today. Even tomorrow is today. Tomorrow is today, tomorrow. So it doesn't worry about yesterday because it is gone. And tomorrow is today, tomorrow. So therefore, one day at a time, no fear. It lives in the presence now. Then the next word, brahmachari vrate sthitaha, the meaning of the word brahmachari. Vigatabi can also be called brahmachari vrate sthitaha, the one who remains with the vows or commitment of a brahmachari. And what is that commitment that implies living the life of a brahmachari? Shankara Bhagavad defines it in terms of service to the teacher, Guru Shushrusha, eating happily whatever food comes as alms, etc. So that is the lifestyle of a brahmachari. That is doing service to the teacher or to the Gurukulam, and whatever diksha, the food he gets, is happy with that, is contented, living a life of such seva. That is brahmachari vrata. Dikshanna bhuktyadi. Diksha anna bhuktyadi. Diksha anna means that is getting alms, getting annam from others and surviving on that. A person with this kind of commitment doesn't bother about tomorrow and is called a brahmachari. So Vigatavihi brahmachari is not afraid of tomorrow, therefore, and he living a life of discipline, doing seva to the teacher, serving the teacher, or the place where the teacher lives, therefore that person is called a brahmachari. Since Bhagavan is talking about meditation here, and the context in which the word brahmachari used here, therefore it simply implies brahmachari means the one must study Shastra. He is a student of Vedanta, studies Shastram. Implies an emphasis on the study of Shastram. Brahmachari, student, therefore student, because he studies, the focus is on this study. Therefore, it is assumed that the meditator has done a lot of Shravanam and Mandam. Shravanam means study of the Shastra. Vichara, Atma Vichara, yes, done. Therefore, Brahmachari is one who is committed to a life of Shravanam, Vichara. And whatever Vichara, and therefore, whatever required for sustenance, that also he takes care of. Sustenance, whatever required, that is the meager food, meager clothing, the clothing, food, etc. These are also meager things that he gets, doesn't hoard. Therefore, aparigraha also, but all these are vrata, askeya, aparigraha, etc. Having minimum things, and is committed to a life of study, shavanam and mananam. Therefore, that is brahmachari vrata. Brahma means Brahma is Atman. Brahma is Brahma Jnanam. And Achara, Brahmachara, Achara is committing oneself to knowing Brahma. Therefore, it means student. Therefore, Brahmacharya Ashrama means student life, where the student is committed to studying the Shastram. So that is a Vrata. Whatever discipline required to lead the life, that is the Vrata, the vows that he takes and leads life. Therefore, referring to the person who is committed to Shamanam and Maranam, Brahmachari Vrata. And he is Vigatabi. The sannyasi also can be Brahmachari Vrata. Brahmachari doesn't mean he's not married. Commitment to the study of Shastra. How to live a life of Brahmachari is also mentioned in this shloka, that where it said, Manasayama Machittaha, withdrawing the mind from Vishayas, Indriya Vishaya. So that is Shama and Dama. One must withdraw from the various forms of thinking that takes place in the mind. Therefore, Manasayama Chittaha, Matparaha. So, and because you cannot withdraw from them unless you apply the mind to the Dhyaya, the object of meditation. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Machittaha, Matparaha, thinking of me, Machittaha, may one sit, may one meditate, sitting on the asana. May the meditator sit. Yukta asita. Then, Yukta asita, Matparaha, Machittaha, Matparaha. Machittaha means Chitta means chintanam, machittaha, our mind. So his mind is full of me alone. Means he's thinking of me, the Ishvara, as revealed by the Shastram, as it is unfolded by the Guru, who comes under the Sampradaya. Therefore, being a student, therefore listening to the Shastram and thinking of Ishvara, Paramatma, therefore machittaha, yuktaha, yogi, asita, may he sit in meditation. Then the next thing, the identity between the individual and the Lord, Aikyam. Machittaha means one whose mind is in me. That is, the mind is committed to knowing the Lord. Parameshwara. Mayi Parameshwara Chittam Yasya. So Machittaha refers to the commitment of the person. The me, of course, here is not the son of the Vasudeva, it is Parameshwara. Bhagavan says me as Krishna as Parameshwara. Parameshwara has two meanings, and it's a common expression throughout the Shastra. It means either the Lord as the cause of the Jagat Karanam, or Lord in its essential form, Brahma, Paramatma. So Jagat Karanam or a Paramatma, the Lord, Brahma. The word Paramatma is used because the Jiva, the individual who thinks I am a Jiva, who is subject to samsara because he has a sense of individuality. Therefore, now the Jiva is equal to Parameshwara, even though there seems to be a difference between the two. So the Jiva is Parameshwara. Jiva is Paramatma. Jivatma is Paramatma. So even though there seems to be a difference, the difference is mithya. It is not real difference. In reality, there is no difference. No difference between Jiva and Ishvara. The need for two types of vakyas. The need for two types of vakyas, statements. The resolution of the seeming difference is Bhagavan Krishna's Upadesha and the teaching of Vedanta. The seeming difference between the Upadesha of Bhagavan and the teaching of Vedanta. Do they really differ? No, that's why seeming. Jiva's predication, that's the Jiva's predication, Jiva's condition as Jiva's predication, as not predicament. Jiva's predication as Parameshwara, the Lord, is Upadesha, for which there are two types of statements in the Vedanta Shastra. One kind of Vakya reveals the nature of Atma, Parameshwara, and other reveals the non-difference between Jivatma and Parameshwara. So two types of Vakyas. One Vakya reveals the nature. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Satchit Ananda Atma. That is one statement which reveals the Swarupa of Atma. And the next statement, other statement, Aikyam, Mahavakyam, reveals the oneness of Jivatma and Paramatma. Two types of Vakyas. Jiva Swarupa is Sachit Ananda Atma. And there is another Vakya that the revealing the oneness of Jiva and Ishvara. Jiveshvara Aikya Vakyam. Akandartha Bodhakam Vakyam. That is Mahavakyam. Now the nature of Atma is revealed either by Satyam Jnanam Anantam is Brahma or by saying Sachit Ananda is Atma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is Taitriya Upanishad Vakya. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nigitam Guhaya. But yes, Swarupa is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, up to that only. So that is the Swarupa of Atma is revealed. This is one type of statement. The words that reveal the nature of self or Paramatma by implication are always the same. Whether it's Sachitananda Brahma, Sachitananda Atma. So that is the words which reveal the nature of Atma or Paramatma, it is same. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma or Sachit Ananda Atma. The Satyam is Satyam. Chit is Jnanam. Ananta is Ananda. Unlimited, therefore Ananda, Purna. But there is also an equation between the Jiva and Ishvara. That is Upadesha. The equation itself being the Upadesha, the teaching. Thus, these are two types of Vakya. That is Vastu Swarupa Paravakya. Vastu Swarupa Paravakya, that is a statement revealing the nature of Atma. And Ekatva Paravakya, the statement revealing the oneness, the identity between the Jiva, the individual, and the Lord. Like you are that Brahma, Tattvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahma, Sarvam Kalidam Brahma, I am Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. So, identity, that is oneness, the Vakya revealing the oneness. So, two types of Vakyas. So, therefore, the topic here is what is the need for two types of Vakyas? One is Swarupa Pradashanartham, other one is Aikya Pradashanartham. So, Vastu Swarupa Paravakya, and other one is Ekatva Paravakya. Para means commitment. One Vakya reveals Ekatvam, other Vakya reveals Vastu Swarupa, Swarupa, the nature of the Vastu, the nature of Atma or Brahma. How is an identity between the Jiva and Ishvara possible? How can a Jiva be Ishvara? How can there be identity? It is because the Swarupa of Jiva is Satchit Ananda Atma, the Parameshvara is Satchit Ananda Brahma. Therefore, Swarupa being same, Swarupa of Atma being Satchit Ananda. Therefore, Jiveshwara Aikya, the equation that the Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same is valid because Swarupam being same. Therefore, Aikyam is valid. If the Swarupa of Atma were not Satchit Ananda, then the equation would not have validity at all. So, therefore, the Swarupa of Atma is revealed and the Swarupa of Parameshvara is revealed, and there is Swarupa being same, therefore Aikyam. So, first Jiva Swarupa is in quotes, Jiva is Satyam Jnanam Anantam iti. Satyam Jnanam Satchit Anandaha Atma. Okay. That then it has to be equated to Brahma. Then only it is complete. Otherwise, Jiva is fine Satchit Anandaha. And every Jiva is Satchit Anandaha Atma Atma. Unless it is equated to Ishvara, Aikya, then the Dvaita will continue. Samsara will continue. I am Atma, but still Dvaitam will be there. With the Dvaita, Samsara. So Dvaitam will continue. Therefore, there's a need for Ekatva Paravakyam, statement revealing the oneness. So therefore, if the Swarupa of Atma were not Sachit Ananda Atma, the equation would not have no validity at all. Therefore, both the types of Vakyas are important. One is Swarupa Vakya, other one is Ekatva Paravakya. So therefore, Jiveshwara Aikya can be understood only when the Vakyas revealing nature of Atma are available. If such Vakyas are not there, then the equation will become meaningless. Mahavakya will become meaningless. So therefore, Jiva would be Jiva and Ishvara would be Ishvara. When we say that wave is ocean, the water itself must be understood. The wave is ocean when we say, what is the Swarupa of wave and what is the Swarupa of ocean? Swarupa of wave is water and ocean is also water. Swarupa being same, therefore there is no difference, non-difference between the wave and ocean. So water itself must be understood, that is Swarupa of the wave and the ocean must be understood. Then only the Vakya revealing the identity of the wave and the ocean will be meaningful. Otherwise, it will not be. So if someone says to a wave that thinks it is a wave, hey, you are the ocean, the statement will be understood by the wave if it has a knowledge of that Satya, if it has a knowledge Satyam is water. Because of the seeming difference, Upadhi, one is called wave, other is called the ocean. In fact, there is no one or the other. It is only one water alone. So therefore, both these Vakyas together do the job. And Bhagavan has Ishvara, the Lord. Yeah, Bhagavan uses a singular, first person singular, me. Uttam Purusha Ekavachana, Mai. Asmat Shabda, Saptami, Ekavachana, Mai, me, Machittaha. In the sense of not the son of Vasudeva, but in the sense of Paramatma, Parameshwara, the Lord. Whether or not the historical Krishna is the Lord, that is not our concern. We are talking about the Lord, the Krishna, who is the Lord, because he talks as Ishvara. Because the Lord Krishna indicates Parameshwara alone. Whenever Krishna, whenever Krishna uses the word Aham, the first person singular, where we understand it is as Parameshwara, as Paramatma. Whether there was such a person as Krishna who danced and played beautiful music on the flute is besides the point. That is not important. But what is here is as Krishna, as here when he says singular, then you have to note it as is talking as Ishvara. So these accounts are all that is stories designed to create us. That is Krishna playing the flute and dance, etc. These are all stories designed to create a certain appreciation of the historical person who walked along the banks of the river Yamuna as an avatara. Any wise person can use the word agam in the same way. Therefore, there is no wise person, that Jnani, when he uses the word I, it means as Paramatma, he says, he uses the word I. There are such vakyas in the Shastra, in fact. I was Manu, even in the Gita, it is there. I was Manu, Aham Manahu Avavam, I am the sun, I am everything. All of these statements that any wise person can make. I am the sun. You can say that I am the sun. I am the Manu. Because your I is Paramatma, not the limited one. So what happened before and what is here and now, what is going to come later are all Purusha. They are all Atma alone, Ishvara alone. Therefore, there is nothing being apart from this Purusha. And who is this Purusha? The one who knows the Purusha as oneself. Purusha. One who knows the Purusha, Paramatma as oneself, Purusha. That I am Soham. That's what Soham. Soham is another Bhagavad. Saha Aham. Saha Paramatma Aham Jivaha. Soham becomes free from all limitations, all mortality. Therefore, Sahayi Amritaha Bhavati becomes Amritaha, deathless, immortal. It doesn't become, in fact, his nature is deathlessness. He or she is Atma. Therefore, there is only one Purusha, and that is Atma. And the Purusha is the one who is everywhere. So, therefore, how many Purusha? There is only one Purusha, one Paramatma. And where is the Purusha? Is everywhere. Therefore, what is there is only Purusha? And what about the individual? Purushaha eva. Yoveda Nikitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman, available in the heart as Antaryami. That which is within my heart is Atma, is expression anyone can say. Krishna is not only the one who can say it. The point being made here is the one presence, Krishna presents himself as himself either in the sense of the Parameshwara, the cause of the world, or pure Paramatma. So we use the word Ishvara from the standpoint of the Upadi, the Jagat, and Paramatma is as Paramatma, pure Atma. So the word Parameshwara is Tatastha Lakshana, and Paramatma, pure Atma, Paramatma it is Surupa Lakshana. Surupa Lakshana of Atma Brahma. Either way, it is one and the same. The word Parameshwara here can be taken as Sagunam Brahma, yes, because that is the Brahma with a form. So Saguna Brahma, meaning Ishvara, the Lord who creates, Srishtikarta, who resolves, who sustains the creation, Srishtikarta, and the one who resolves the creation into himself. So, like Karta, Parameshwara. In this way, Parameshwara is a Karta. If Parameshwara is Karta, will he not be subject to samsara? No. But Kartrutvam is Badita Kartrutvam. It is Badita means it is sublated Kartrutvam. So it is the Kartrutvam is not real Kartrutvam, it is an apparent Kartrutvam, semblance only. That's not real Kartrutvam. The standpoint of the Jagat, Ishvara is a Karta. Jagat itself is Mithya, then what about Kartrutvam to attribute to Parameshwara? It's also Mithya. So when Parameshwara is Karta, there is no problem. When Jiva is Karta, there is a problem, samsara. Because when Jiva takes himself to be Karta, it is real. And Parameshwara says, I am Karta, it is not really real, it is the standpoint of the Jagat. In Gita, the fourth chapter, we have seen Chaturvarnyam Maya System, Gunakarma Vibhagashaha, Tasya Kartaram Abhima, Vidhi Akartar Abhyayam. I am the Karta, at the same time, he says, I am not Karta, Akarta. It is not contradiction. The contradictions, the seeming contradictions, is resolved in understanding. Already we have seen. So here also, it's similar to that, Bhagavan here, somebody says, in this way, the Parameshwara is a Karta who performs these three jobs simultaneously. All the three activities are going at the same time, and the same time in different places, different places in the galaxy, the Jagat. At this second, when an object is born, as it is born, it is, and as it is gone. It is cyclical. Therefore, we don't know which is first, second, or third. It is cycle. Born is born, gone is born, gone. Gone, born is born, or born is gone. Now does it matter, all is occurs simultaneously. So the whole creation is in time. Therefore, it is called Nitya. Time itself is Nitya. Is it present second, or this microsecond, picosecond, born, or is it gone? It is the moment you say it is, it's gone. It is born and gone. As it is born, it is going. Going, it is born, which means there is no birth. This then is the nature of time, and everything is in time. Therefore, it is Nitya. So Jagat is Mithya. So Mithya Jagat Karanam is Karta is Parameshwara. So from the standpoint of Jagat is called Parameshwara. From the standpoint of the Swarupa Paramatma, then the meditation on Ishvara, Parameshwara. The nature of time is nothing but the trick of the Mayavi. Mayavi means the one who wields the Maya. Maya to Prakriti Vidya, Mayinam to Maheshwaram. The one who handles the Maya, one wields the Maya. Ishvara Ityartha. Maya means Ishvara. Another name for the great magician Ishvara. Who is the agent? Who is the agent? Karta. Even though he is a Karta, he is not bound by, he is not bound by is not bound by Ajnana. It's Karta, at the same time is free. Therefore, Bharita, Kartrutvam. Only Bhagavan can be Karta, at the same time, not bound. If Jiva is Karta, he cannot remain without binding samsara. Therefore, Ishvara who is an agent, Karta, of what? Srishti Siti Laya, of the Jagat. If you observe your mind in this Parameshwara, it is Saguna Brahma Dhyana. Because Srishti is there, Srishti standpoint is Parameshwara, therefore Parameshwara is Saguna Brahma Dhyana, that is Ishvara with the Upadi. To do this, you meditate on the virtues of Parameshwara. Like in the Vishnu Sahasranam, it is done. Pada Vyastina Bhiki. The entire universe is looked upon as a body of the Lord. Virat Upasana, it is as an Purusha Suktam, Sahasra Shisha, Purusha, etc. Or in the Gita itself, 11th chapter of the Gita, Vishwa, Rupa Darshanam, Virat Upasana. So you meditate on the virtues of Parameshwara. Thus for you, Parameshwara is one who is all compassion, all mercy, all Ananda. Or Parameshwara is the one who is the creator, sustainer, and resolver of everything. Srishti Laya Karta. In this way, any one virtue can be taken in its absolute sense and one can meditate upon. Or the meditation can be in the form of a simple prayer unto the Lord my salutations. Parameshwaraya Namaha iti. The second mat in the compound, Machitaha Matparaha. The second, the word mat in the compound, Machitaha, can also mean Parameshwara, the cause of everything. Param Brahma. Brahma is Satyajnanam Anantam Brahma. Here the one whose mind is contemplating on the Swarupa of Atma. Therefore, Mat Chittaha. Mat is referring to Brahma. Mat Chittaha. So, meditating on the Swarupa of Brahma. So, Mat Chittaha, there Mat can be taken as Saguna Brahma or that is as Parmeshwara, as we saw as a Karta of this Jagat, Karta, Srishti Siti Laya Karta of the Jagat, or it can be that Mat Mayi, Aham, That can be Swarupa, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Here, the one whose mind is contemplating of the Swarupa of Atma, pure consciousness, it is called Machitaha. Therefore, with reference to this Chaitanya Atma, there are other revealing words also, and words that reveal Swarupa Atma, which upon we will contemplate. That is Nityasanam. If it is the Jaya Vastu is Saguna Brahma, it is Upasana. The Jaya Vastu is pure Brahma, Nirguna Brahma. Then it is Nityasanam, which implies, of course, Shravanam. With the help of these words, you contemplate upon the meaning. The contemplation is what is called Dhyana meditation. Stop here. Meditation is not a technique. We'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om
Om
Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi
Om
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवादः
धन्यवादः.